this is Grandma Rhonda Reads, and I have a goal. My goal is to go to every county fair in the state of Ohio. Today, we are going to go over here to Shelby County, to Sydney. Shelby County is famous for the first production of seamless steel bicycles in 1895. And in 1895, their company produced 100,000 bicycles. So I'm excited to go see Shelby County and see what their fair's like. Here we are at the Shelby County Fair, and we are getting ready to go into the Fine Arts Building. But you got it? Yeah. Hold on to the door. Oh, looky. Each of the fairs displays their quilts a little bit different. I like them when they hang them up really, where you can see all the details. So here we are in the building with the 4-H displays. As you can see, I'm a star. Look at all their photography awards. Here we are in the flower building, and there's also some art and flower designs. So here we are in the FFA building, the Shop and Crop building. The FFA are Future Farmers of America. Let's see what they've got. So here we are at the poultry barn. So we're going to see a lot of chickens. Maybe we'll see some turkeys and geese. So here we are in the barn that has the goats, the sheep, and it even has some pigs. We're going to see a lot of animals. So here we are, we're at the dairy barn, and I'm so excited to see the different animals, different cows in the dairy barn, because as many of you know, I grew up on a dairy farm. So let's go see the cows.
And they could traverse some 8 and 10 miles under the ocean. It's very dangerous to get that mined material because it was in veins and it was in the kind of rocky soil that they had. So these very mines date back to 2200 years BC. In fact, it was said the Phoenicians used the same copper and tin from these mines to make bronze. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So then they would take tin and purify it. And once they were purifying it, they would combine it with ferrite. Ferrite would be in a long bar, and it would be trip hammered into a plate. That plate would be pickled, and the resulting product would be this. This product would be shipped with tinning rods. And these tinning rods are what you weld it together with. So you can make just about any number of products that are medical, military, and domestic.
What year did you say?
We're from the 17th century to the 19th century. That's predominant. So then, yeah, when we go to the steel industry, which is more in the earlier 20th century, we go further to a different type of tin plating because this is iron plate, not steel plate. So it's very malleable. And I think that's why we see a coppersmith stake here, because iron and tin were very easily worked. So that was probably the reason for that. Although I do use copper, as you can see, I have copper in different sheet sizes. Copper was predominantly another alternative choice, and it was very important when it came to conducting heat and using it for anything ductile for that matter. So what we've been kind of doing, and we have a 3, 5, 7 kind of experience today, and every show is different what we're doing. And it's like I say, we make things that are medical, military, domestic, but what you're going to do is we're going to make something in our first round. It's like 3 rounds to the experience. And so first of all, I'm just cordially rolling out the red carpet to you, and I welcome you coming here, because this fair is really unique because it's over 167 years old. And that kind of brings it to an interesting focal point, because you're talking about 1830s. And in that time period, it just begins the Industrial Revolution with this device. And this is called the Eli Parsons burring machine. And it actually sews the metal together. It does. We'll show you how that works here. First of all, we talked about the metal and what the metal is composed of. Let's make something, of course. And so what I'll do in this particular case is do what I had originally, I don't know if I made it clear, but we're going to do make it, take it. So I'm going to try to do something here, and you're just going to hopefully take it from me. All right, so you're just going to guess what it is and then hopefully keep it.
Okay.
All right, and so the clue for this item is to embellish a tavern.
Embellish tavern.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So, as I said, it could be medical, military, domestic. This is more of a domestic business. But believe it or not, this item is domestic, as you will notice. And what we do is we use a square to assist in drawing, and this is the scribe for doing so. Use just a drawing tool like this. You can also do circular type shapes like that, but the main bit is to create a scribe to which you can then separate it with a shear, just like this. So the way this goes is we have 3 games. And these 3 games start off with make it, take it. And then I'm going to roll into making a device that is used for amusement. And if you can tell me what that item is for amusement, then we move to the 3rd level, which is called the Triple Guess Challenge Contest. You guess 3 objects out of the case for the $30 prize. Yeah. And I appreciate your record. I'd like to have a copy of it. So nonetheless, what we'll start out with is that of a hatchet stake. And a hatchet stake is the first of the most primitive anvil, but it would begin with this kind of blade configuration, and it would end with a sort of a flat plate configuration. So it goes from a vertical blade to a land, and those two create a lot of the working of this metal, because at that time it was all, you could say, implemented with some form of impact, just like you see here. And so you can see it's kind of making a crude him, just like that. And then you're going to come back with that bottoming stake, as we just mentioned, and kind of just create what they refer to as a hem, just like that. And then Eli Parsons comes on the scene, and this is the 1830s device that really revolutionizes the whole concept. And as you can see, it can sew the metal together. So now it sews it together. And it is so much of a new upgrade, as it were. You could even do hems with it. So all you'd have to do is just, with a certain slight kick of the wrist, you can articulate that metal into the wheel, create yet a hymn, just like that. Now, of course, you do have to come back and impact it as we did before, but you have taken a little bit of hammering advantage, at least half as much. So then we have this fine-looking piece of hemmed-edged material to make a device for embellishment of the tower. So if you get off the carriage and you take the steps and go into the great room, as it were, you have a big fireplace, and then you'll have these tables, and in the midst, on those tables, would be this device. And some of these devices would actually have a sort of coat of arms or logo, or, because it's going to advertise the establishment. Okay, so we're going to turn the machine now into something like a beater. And what it does is it creates a bead or a design in the metal. See how it did that? So now it has some decoration on it. And the next thing we'll do is we can put a maker's mark on it. The maker's mark just identifies from whence it came. Where did it come from? So that's the maker's mark. The next thing is we're going to roll it into a sleeve. Like so. Okay, and then once we get to this point, we're going to weld it together, just like so. And the way you do that is with a little chemistry and some heat. You start with zinc chloride, you apply that to the seam, you take a billet from the tinning rod, and you apply that to the seam. And if the coppers are purified, then it will combine the metals together. As though they're really like one, and they'll never come apart. See how that's bonded? So what do you think we have that would be used to embellish the tabernacle?
And that's great.
Very good. That's in fact all it is. Because that could be the first thing you see, right? Because you needed to don, of course, a fabric cloth. We're going to take it out. We're going to see the name of the business. So very good. Very good job. Have y'all enjoyed this so far?
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
Well, good. Good. That's what it's all about. This kind of lapped irregularly. I like the idea of a record and doing a YouTube production, and hopefully what I'll produce will be as good as what you can record. The reality is that you can make thousands of things with this metal. And it's limitless, really. So the next thing we'll do is go to this idea of amusement and see if y'all can guess that. And we're talking about the 18th century. And what could this item of amusement be? So I was just taking those little rough edges off so that you can enjoy that. You'll have to come back and get 8 more to go with your set. Are there any questions yet? Okay,
This is awesome. Yeah.
all right, let's go into the next level. This is the next level.
Introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Michael Felt, and this is Michael Felt's Tinsmith and Shows. Yes. And it basically is about, as we mentioned, this material, cassiterite, ferrite, bonding together, and then making objects. And those objects are medical, military, domestic.
So we just returned from Shelby County Fair, and we're going to color in Shelby County now. We're using pink this year. Last year, the fairs we went to, we colored them in green. It's going to take a couple years to take all those fairs. See you at the next one.